can't believe I've done 600 videos on this channel. Why did I start this clean beauty channel and where am I at with it now? I'm going to talk about that and so much more today. Stick around. Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel or welcome back to the channel. I am Britt, creator of The Style Shaker. I try products out for you so you have a better idea of what to buy and what not to buy thanks to some brutally honest reviews. Today I decided to take a question that I received last week and talk about it. So question was really good. I wanted to dedicate a video to it because I realized so many of you have been with me for 5+ years. Thank you for that. And so many of you are new and just starting out on your clean beauty journey. So I wanted to talk about what mine was, where it's at today, and where I'm going next. So what made me start down this path? I went to a wedding in Napa when I was living in the Bay Area, and it was a very close friend and I knew his family. I was talking to his sister who was pregnant at the time, very pregnant at the time. And I had a cold. I'm saying this because I was like real loopy. I was on a lot of cold medication. I just remember sitting around. I wasn't really absorbing anything, so I'm shocked I actually retained this conversation, but I did. And so she was talking to me. She pulled out this little card. She started working with Beauty Counter and she was giving me the spiel, but it was something I wanted to know. So, you know, I welcomed it at the time. And I drove home and I remember getting back to my place at the time and looking around my compacts. I had Chanel compacts, I had Benefit compacts. So I started looking and I'm like, oh, where are those ingredients? I should probably look at those ingredients. That is when I went down the full-blown rabbit hole. Like the Googles and the rest of it, the fear-mongering, clean beauty. What is clean beauty? To this day, it is a completely unregulated term. That is an issue, but I think it's gotten a lot of backlash. It continues to get a lot of backlash. I use it over here because it's a recognizable phrase, but you'll hear me say cleaner or better for you beauty because for me, it's more about transparency. Clean is just very wishy-washy. Things that are not going to harm you and your skin and your body. That to me is what clean means, but again, it also depends on the ingredients, which can be very personal. So I used it to start looking at makeup and skincare the way I was looking at food. I was looking at organic versus not, and I was learning about what I am putting inside of my body. And then I did the same thing with makeup, which is probably why a lot of you watch the channel, because for one reason or another, you're like, ooh, I think I should be doing this, or I need to do this. Depends on where you're at in your journey, but that's kind of how I started. I realized pretty quickly that my goal of perfection, I was like, I'm gonna go 100% clean. I was very into the EWG at the time. Everything was a problem. Everything was a carcinogen. I've changed quite a bit. I was also very black and white, like I did not a lot of gray area and give there. So that's gone. I'm not interested in perfection. I'm not interested in fear mongering. I'm interested in trying amazing new products and having transparent information from a brand. So I started swapping products probably weekly. I recommend in my starter guide, I recommend doing this once a month. It can be really overwhelming. At the same time when I was doing this, I was actually working for the first time ever in my professional life with a creative team. I've always been on like the merchandising team or the editorial team or the whatever, but this was a creative team. So I was sitting next to video people and writers and it was really cool. And because of that, I was just talking to them about social media and all that. And I thought, oh, I should start doing videos. And they encouraged me. So they are really the people that I met in corporate, and they were like, yeah, start a YouTube channel. And I was like, yeah, I'll start a YouTube channel. And so I swapped, and every time I swapped, I shared it with this community, and I've done like thousands of swaps. So that gets me up to today, where I have a clean beauty and skincare. I'm working hard on the hair care now. I have my collection. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know what ingredients work for me. I know what ingredients don't. I'm still surprised by that. And there's always new technology on the market. I'm pro transparency still. I am okay with synthetics. I am okay with non-synthetics, but clean is so much easier to find. Yes, there's gonna still be greenwashing, of course. I mean, like, hello. Brands are gonna wanna market and use that to their advantage, maybe jack up a price here and there, but with inflation, it's like, you're getting it either way. You could throw a virtual rock on the internet. You will easily hit a brand that has incredible product that performs. We're seeing a lot of brands due to consumer demand, step up and be like, okay, well, they don't want to use this. I feel like the tide has already shifted and it's going to keep shifting. And if you don't know where to start, you're in the right spot. My website has a Britt's Picks page that you can start with. You can start with the starter guide. That's why it's called that. You have there are so many people online doing this. As clean has become more available, the creator economy has also grown and things have grown, reviews have grown, which I love. However, there are a lot more, there's a lot more clean beauty. There's also a ton more, let's say, warped reviews out there, or things that aren't really disclosed, fake reviews. It's kind of the Wild West still. So I pride myself in this channel on providing honest reviews, full transparency. This should be a drinking game because I've said transparency like 50 times so far. So much has changed and grown, and yet that has also spurred on sub-segments that have also grown for the demand because there's money behind it. And we all know wherever there's money, people are going to glom onto that. Future state. So these days I am way less concerned about ingredients. You guys know I still scan the ingredients. I still look at them. I do not reference the EWG because I have tried to reach out to them 50,000 times. That's an exaggeration, but they have never responded. I'm looking at the clean, and I've talked about this before, but really where I'm at is the greener, eco-friendly options. I do not think the burden of the life cycle of this packaging should be on the consumer, and there is just way too much crap coming out, and we are experiencing a lot of stuff that I don't need to tell you about. We all know it. We all see it outside our windows every day in terms of the earth. But yeah, I'm really more into how can we make no more net new plastic without creating something else that's going to do other damage. I've started really shifting the people that I accept products from. If they are not purpose-driven, if they are not doing something in the space that means something to me, which I'm primarily focused on the planet at the moment. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I am far from it, but that's where I'm learning now. That's where I'm trying to grow. Hence trying all these shampoo bars out, and refillable products have become way more prominent on my channel and my content. So if there are brands, emerging brands doing amazing things right now who are in that space that you know about, please let me know. I would love to know in the comments. You've shared a lot of them with me. And finally, when I'm thinking about the earth, I'm also obsessed with the integrative approach. I've always been into alternative medicine approaches. I believe in the mind, body, beauty connection, energy, and just all of it. So that's really where I'm at too. I've done swaps in the past from conventional ingredients to better ingredients. Now I'm kind of doing swaps that are more eco-friendly packaging, more consciously created products, and I'm starting my lifestyle swaps. As a matter of fact, I've kind of been doing it in the background just to make sure that it makes sense for the way that I review in my scorecards. I call this my Project 111. Number 111, I've mentioned before, is really important to me for a lot of reasons. If you kind of want to know that story, I could do a whole Q&A on that. It's really, really simple, and it's very much so about adding and crowding out the plate as opposed to eliminating. So it is one swap once a day for 1 week, and then just seeing how it goes. I'm starting with these little lifestyle swaps, things that honestly I say I'm gonna do every week, and I don't do them. And I'm starting with just water because oftentimes, specifically in the last 2 weeks, it's just been so busy and I just haven't had any time get more water, which is ridiculous. I see a huge difference in my skin when I do it, and my mood and my energy levels. I know how much my body likes, so I'm going off of that. And it involves my little bottle that I mentioned in one of my previous videos. This is a BKR bottle. I use a dry erase marker and I just write 1, 2, 3, 4 as I run through this every day. And I try to get up to 6. So I know that sounds like a lot to some people, but I'm totally fine at 6 of these. And I don't feel like I'm sloshing around when I drink 6. And the one thing that I really want to see too is I've been suffering from darker circles under the eyes. You cannot see them because I'm currently wearing concealer, but I'm going to take a before and after because so many people have also started reaching out about eye creams. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if somebody who's big out there started reviewing eye creams or what, but I feel like there's going to be a clear correlation between the dark circles. This is my hypothetical, this is my hypothesis. We're like all scientific method about it, which we are not, but we say we are. Start at the beginning of the week with that, end of the week, see how it's gonna look. I will share that with you. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna do it on site or if you want me to report back over here. The other thing I wanna mention is I've done way too much research on water filters. I was using the Berkey and now I am using clearly filtered. I wish it was in a stainless container, but I will link to what I'm using below. That does not mean it's perfect. There are so many debates on the internet about this. And in a glass bottle, this does not mean we add plastic bottles. So you wanna try the project with me, you are more than welcome to do so. I love that, as a matter of fact. You can just use this as inspiration for something else you want to swap, like a lifestyle swap. A lot of you have mentioned how you want to turn off your phone at night, or you want to make sure you get 30 minutes of exercise. These are the basic things that will have big impacts on our lives. A full face of great makeup is not going to remove the low energy, the whatever the case may be. Like, it's great. I love it. I find it incredibly therapeutic and creative, but it means nothing to me without my health, mental and physical. Thank you for asking this question. I loved it, if you couldn't tell. If you have any other questions about anything that I've mentioned today, or just a question that you want me to bring up in the next Q&A, you can leave it in the comments below. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you all real soon. Until then, bye.